Hello, and welcome to the pre-show. How y'all doing, everybody? My life? It says I am. We shall find out in a second. Maybe? Or the setup looks slightly different than normal. I don't know. How are y'all doing today, guys? Alright, hang out for a minute. I'll see you guys in a couple minutes. How are y'all doing? All right. All right. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. Uh, today, oh my God, I've already done one podcast today, and I think there's like two more today. Craziness. Oh, all right. Yeah, my setup is slightly different, and I don't understand why. I do understand why, and I shouldn't play with it, but I'm going to. Nope. Nope. That doesn't make sense. Never mind. Leave. Quit touching stuff, Ben. Oh. Ooh. I wonder if I got the chats fixed on this screen. We're going to trim it out. Go here. We're going to add this thing. This one. Okay. No idea where the chat is. Someone want to say something? I think if I go further down, let's put it right here. Hello. Where are you, chat box? Hello. Oh, weird day, man. I need to go to mom's for breakfast, which means I didn't eat, and I might be hungry. Hey, look, we got the chat box here. Put this bad boy right there for now. Don't ask me why it wasn't working earlier. That didn't make any sense to me. But we did get it fixed. It's back. Fun episode for you guys today. I think it's mostly put together correctly. I put together because like my work schedule, I put it together on Friday and Saturday, and I half looked at it trying to update the rabbit hole, the what's in my pocket. So who knows? But we're about to get started. Hello and welcome to Whimsy Live. It's Whimsy Nooners. It's Monday at noon. How are y'all doing? All right, Grandma's here. Hi. It's you, me, and laundry day. I love it. We're gonna have a blast today. Some interesting things happened this week or this last week. Good times. Sophie was amazing. She's so cool. We went to the park. We found some new merch ideas. So we'll figure this thing out. We're having a great time. Hi, Mom. Yeah, you'll get to that in a second. All right, let's get started, man. It's a fun show. Some new things happened, and I believe it went well. So with that said, moving on. Getting to know me. Here, we're going to figure out what Ben has been up to this week. And we're going to start leading the show with couple of these things. Hold on. Let me see if I can not. All right. We mentioned little Wednesday Doodles, the new comic strip, right? So we have. I'm gonna start putting them up for you. This last week it was a two-part. I don't know if this is like true or not. I don't personally know of any, and I haven't seen any. But this week was the first comic cast. Kit, fantastic artist. Been working with her for a little bit. She's working on some stuff right now. But while we were doing the coming up for ideas for the comic, I was like, hey, we should do some a small comic with her, getting to know Kit a little bit. Uh, so yeah, so we did. We welcomed Kit to the to Comic Cast. That's so cool. How are you doing? She's glad to be here. Tell us about yourself. Sure. Hi. I'm Anastasia, but you can call me Kit. She's currently 19 years old, lives in Ukraine. I asked her if she has any siblings. She has three cousins, but they're all close, so they're basically like siblings. From how long have you been drawing? Uh, she started drawing as soon as she could pick up a pencil. Look how cute that is, though. She puts a little baby version of her holding a pencil. Like how cute that's so cool. Uh, so that one came out on Wednesday, and then Thursday we continue with the comic cast. What are some of the things she likes? We get to know Kid a little bit. She likes uh, punk rock, a little bit of everybody. Then we're like, hey, boom. She does dig superhero movies. A little, yeah, a little. I didn't know this because I think I aged out of this one, but Wonder Over Yonder, I guess, is a cartoon from Cartoon Network. It's fun getting to know her, and then obviously with every podcast, boom! Like how fun is that? There are color versions of the comics. I posted those on Patreon. Um, most of these comics I have a color version of. I like the black and white, like simplicity idea of them, which is really interesting. When I was looking for an artist, um, I told her what I was looking for, and she already like a lot of her. I didn't even know this before I found her, but once she started working with me, I checked out some of her stuff on YouTube and on her socials, and she does the majority of her content is simple black and white, which is awesome. When I post them on the socials, it was her idea. She's like, just keep it black and white because I used to have the different color backgrounds and stuff. But fantastic to Kit. She's having a blast. She's doing some really cool things with the Backrooms webcomic. She's got a bunch of stuff done. I think she's doing some of the coloring for chapter one. Uh, but one of the fun things about her, when we first started talking, I was like, hey, I just want a weekly. And probably by the fourth or fifth one that she did, she was like, hey, if you want to do something bigger, let me know. So that's when we started floating out the webcomic idea. Wasn't familiar. She wasn't familiar with the format for webcomics, but she absolutely enjoying it. I don't think next week I'll pull some panels from that so you can see how she draws Liam. So it's interesting. She's fantastic. Thank you for the Patreon people. Um, who subscribe to either the 4 or the 10 tier. You guys help me get these things created. So I appreciate all you Patreon people. If you like these comics and you want to help support Kit, sign up for the Patreon so that way we can continue to have her start making other different um, comics, um, any other projects we want to do. Uh, I would love to eventually get Yellowstone. Like it's super weird too. I'm still wildly in love with Yellowstone. JJ's Yellowstone is one of the best things that I think came out of like year one. Um, and I have enough material that we could make a fairly decently sized webcomic. Um, they're not like they're not cheap. So if you guys are interested in seeing a Yellowstone like webcomic, reach out, let me know, throw me, sign up for the Patreon, and so we can uh, start putting that out there in the universe. What else have we done this week? Son of a Baconator. It ended last night. I, I won't tell you how many Son of a Baconators I had in the last week. I had some pre-dental work, post-dental work. Um, all I know was the happiest like 15 minutes of my days that I had Son of a Baconator. The special is over. It only ran through last night, so that's why I ran over last night. Got some. Um, but for whatever reason, I thought you guys needed to know the greatest cheeseburger fast food offers. They were only $3, and I fucking killed it. That's why they had to cut the promotions short. They're like, this guy's buying too many. We're losing money. He's eating so many of these burgers for $3. What else? I actually so I'm trying to like I didn't know what to put. Like, I didn't want to put a dent. I guess I could have put a guy in a dentist chair. I could have horrified all of you and asked for like pictures of my teeth and the X-rays, and then that would have been just like all jacked up, and you guys would have been like, "Oh, we can't watch this guy anymore." Like they're so jacked up. Listen to Saturday's Mind Pockets, dude. They're the like least appealing pictures anybody can have of themselves. But when I was looking for a graphic, I just like that she's like, go back again, watch Saturdays. So we had what? We had four teeth extracted and then a bridge. So we found out that I can fall asleep at the dentist's office, that I hear everything. Um, I did a very small study, a very small sample size, but the said sample size was like, I didn't hear anything. And I was like, what? Like, I heard like the extraction, I heard like crunching and like just like because you're all numbed up and they're not because you're all numbed up and they're all jacked up teeth and they're just gonna throw them away anyway. Like they are aggressive. They're just like pliers and then rip. So I had that. Interesting. I can feel my stitches and I'm playing with them. And I know I'm not supposed to, but I can't stop it. It's weird. But yeah, I got my bite back. I could like you can tell that they're plastic, but this is what my bite is supposed to feel like. I haven't felt this type of bite in a while because uh, one of the teeth were all jacked up and like Like this is what it feels like when all your teeth are aligned. So yeah, we did that. Fantastic. Um, anybody, all of you, anybody with kids, make sure you brush your teeth, man. This stuff sucks. Like you go every 6 months to get a cleaning, help maintain those things, but um, at the same time, I'm like, it was pretty like a pretty simple procedure. So I'm like, it's one of those where I'm like, maybe I want to get the rest of them done. Like, so they like there might not even be problems with some of the others. I'm like, just get rid of them. Let's start from scratch. So yeah, got those done. Let's see what else we did. I did some interviews uh, with a cousin, another cousin, possibly today. And then this morning, the reason I had to cancel breakfast at mom's is uh, we spoke with Vita Bybee, who is the author of uh, a few of my favorite things, recipes inspired by family family friendly musicals. So that will come out on Wednesday. So we'll have an extra bonus episode Wednesday. Um, in theory, I could put up the video of it on YouTube. So Wednesday, you'll hear the episode, but if you actually want to watch it, conceptually, I can put that on there. We'll see. I'm gonna rewatch it again, make sure I wasn't like doing anything weird or like janky and stuff. Um, a couple of other things, interview wise. There's a project during the day at work that I had mentioned. Huge success. Launched on Monday. Um, a lot of people within the company saw the project, showed an interest. A lot of really cool email, like the place is a decent place to work. Like I'm not going to complain about that. But it was fun to be able to create a project that people see and recognize, and then a pat on the back always nice. So super cool with that. It is a video based project in which basically we got it because I started podcasting. Now, here's what's interesting is the original idea came July 23, which was right after we started podcasting. And then it took a year to work through some of the hurdles. It was supposed to launch mid last year. All hell broke loose at work, so we had to pause it. We got it back up and running, and again, full launch on Monday. Um, what is interesting is if you guys have followed anything that we've done with Whimsy, is I think big picture, like way outside. Like I know that it takes time to get there, but like I like to dream big. What is interesting is when we got the okay and we're doing it, we kept it very local to our particular office and um, not any of the other offices. But the other offices caught wind of it and they're like, we love it. We want to do more of it. So, uh, don't know what next steps look like. I think we're just going to maintain the current roadmap that we have. But it is interesting that uh, like what was a local project is now potential like people have seen it and have already like thrown it out there in the universe that this project could eventually go global, which is going to be super awesome. So uh, just a big win. Like good project, new teeth, best cheeseburger. Like interviews was fantastic. Um, really, like solo Sophie days are awesome. Like obviously I miss Slam. It's spring break. I totally get it. I don't want it like I might not want to go to dad's either if it's spring break. But just I wouldn't go as far as saying it was a perfect week or like the best week, but it was fucking solid all the way through. Um, Man, these are good days. Like this is what it feels like to have a good week. Oh man, I'm writing these high, man, and this is so much fun. Uh, yeah. So that's what we did this week.
Go check out Chasing the Whimsy, the podcast, available today on your favorite podcast platforms. Chasing the Whimsy, where a 40-year-old father and his two kids take a whimsical journey of fun stories and educating each other about their respective generation. Generation X squares off with Generation Z to try to connect and find an understanding between generations 30 plus years apart. They'll journey through the past and track their journey as they find out who they'll grow up to be. Again, that's Chasing the Whimsy, available today on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube as well, and you can also find the show and learn more about the hosts at chasingthewhimsy.com. Chasing the Whimsy, ChasingTheWhimsy, Chasing the Whimsy, the podcast. Many episodes up for you to listen to already. Go stream, download, and subscribe today. You can also connect and follow on Twitter at Chase the Whimsy and on Instagram and TikTok at Chasing the Whimsy.
We're gonna watch. What have I been watching this week? Roller coaster of like emotions of what I was watching. So 4 seasons of Succession. Okay, bunch of bunch of awards. Um, okay, here's where the roller coaster started. Season one was not great. Season two got a little bit better, but the first 2 seasons, I don't know what it was about this show. The pacing was weird. Like it it told the story correctly in the right order. Like it wasn't anything crazy, but there was something about it felt weird. It remind so Succession was like the biggest thing on HBO, and then once Succession ended, that's when people were like, "Oh, Industry is the new Succession," right? So if you need Succession, go watch Industry. Industry season one and season two, fantastic, but seasons three and four are like whatever. So it's oh yeah, I had mixed feelings about the first 2 seasons of Succession. If you can get through 2 seasons of Succession, 8 episodes each season. Season three was fantastic. Season four was amazing. Um, you got Brian Cox, dad, 4 kids, right? And he's a big uh, like media mogul, and he's got a company, and he's like, if I die, who's going to take over? And it's just 4 seasons of kids just stabbing each other in the back, but reconnecting, and then like it was a very good uh, drama, like a fantastic drama series. Again, seasons one was a little bit weird. I didn't like the pacing on it. The ending, I like it. Like I like it. It's different. Uh, okay, if it's about succession, who's going to take over, and it ends at season four. Um, there's a conclusion. I liked it. I think it was a different ending than what most would expect from what we have from television today. So, um, they're not they're easy watches. The cast is fantastic. Everybody's doing fucking killer work. But if you need like a nice family drama with some business drama, the dialogue is fantastic. Check out Succession. It's like 30, it's like just under 40 episodes total. It's like, I think 30, I think it went like 8, 8, 10, 9 or something. Um, Super easy, good watch. Get through the first season. And then everything else will work itself out. Somewhere, I don't know. I'm pretty sure we did it on a podcast. Maybe we didn't. There was a conversation, right? Uh, Kelly and Megan, they go to movies every week, and Craven superhero movie. It's a Marvel character. Uh, Kelly absolutely hates it. Megan's like it's the best movie of the year. It's on Netflix. Because I'm a punk, I'm like I want to side with Megan because I want Megan to like me. I watched it. This movie is complete garbage. This movie is like the worst. Don't watch this thing. It's 208 minutes. It's 2 hours and 8 minutes. It doesn't need to be that. If this thing was a buck 90 or a buck 30, uh, decent movie, I think. It was not good. I'm sorry, Megan. And I'm sorry, people who fucking like Craven, but I don't think anybody liked Craven, to be honest with you. So that was that dumpster fire. Um, in news this week, Black Mirror is getting an April release. Season 7. Wow. It's won a grip of awards in the past. It is an anthology series, right? So each episode is different. They don't tie into each other. At least traditionally, they don't tie into each other. If you like the Twilight Zone, Black Mirror is the Twilight Zone of like 2025. It's been out for a while. It's like 2010, I think the first season was, or 14, whatever. They are very, very Twilight Zone. Um, it's they take a piece of technology, right, and then they like blow it up into like something crazy and weird. Um, there's some really good episodes, and there's some that you kind of forget about. I got Kelly watching them the first couple of seasons. There's a couple that are like the twist at the end is always like super crazy good. Uh, Again, Twilight Zone. If you like, and you want something with a twist and a little bit dark and a little bit like a little gritty, check them out like 100%. They're all worth the watch. They won a bunch of awards for um, USS McAllister, Bandersnatch a couple of years ago. Black Mirror came out with a choose your own adventure. So it was a movie or an episode like 90 minutes. And then as the character gets on the bus, the screen comes up and was like, what song are you going to play? So you got to kind of choose your own adventure. And each thing that you did went somewhere else. Like you're crossing the street and you're like, do I go left or go right? And the innovation that they did to be able to tell a compelling story as a choose your own adventure was pretty groundbreaking. Uh, Earlier seasons, I think, are uh, like they'll hook you, but as we move forward into like seasons 5 and 6 for sure, now we're starting to see more like celebrities in these roles doing wake word stuff. I don't want to spoil too many of them. Uh, Season 1, episode 2. Again, it's a they take a piece of technology and then like Twilight Zone it up. So like for example, season 2, you get these eye implants, and everything that you see gets recorded. And then um, what you're allowed to, and you carry uh, your remote control. And if you want to know what you did earlier in the day, because your eyes are recording everything, like you can play it and it plays it on your eyes. Like you can remember, you can rewind your whole day, watch it over again. Um, it's interesting of what happens if you can record and see and remember everything that you've done. Um, so there's like that aspect of it. Um, Real interesting stuff. USS McAllister is a parody of Star Trek. So you got a guy works in an office, and there's some weird DNA stuff. And so what he does is you can take DNA from somebody and you can create like a digital version of them. And what he did is he basically walked around the office and was sticking a bunch of people so you can create Steve from like accounting and put him in as like doctor of the Star Trek parody. So it was interesting. Won an award. Um, it's when every year it comes out, every season it's winning something, whether it be story editing, um, or directing. Like it, they're really fantastic shows. Consider watching them. They're mostly on Netflix. April 10th, Black Mirror season 7. You should watch it. Then the highlight of the week, Adolescence. I don't know what to say about the show. 4 episodes on Netflix. Kind of came out of nowhere. Um, it was a UK show, and then they ported it over this way. 4 episodes. Okay. Um, if you've watched this show long enough, I like a good story. I like a good directing, and then um, like the cinematography of it, like how it's shot. For example, last year we liked um, Ripley. I think Ripley was one of the most beautifully shot TV shows like ever. All done in black and white. The way like it's interesting that you can take uh, like how you shoot a TV show adds some like depth to the characters in the story and kind of just changes like the whole dynamic of it. Um, Similar to the movie Logan, or Godzilla minus one. Like they were originally done in color, but then what they do as like a bonus feature on the DVD is they play them in black and white. And even though it's the same movie in color, and then when you watch it in black and white, it changes the entire tone. It's weird. It's like completely different movie experience. Um, so I like to kind of like nerd out a little bit when I see somebody uh, shooting something that is different. Adolescence, 4 episodes, hour each. The beauty of this show, multiple levels. The story is interesting and pretty compelling. It's gripping. The acting, uh, dad, fantastic. The kid is fantastic. Um, and the therapist in episode 3, fantastic. But what and we're pointing at the fences. Like this one's already locking up awards. It's going to hit awards for directing, original story, unless it's an adapted story. Definitely on the cinematography side, sound editing. It's going to win all of the tech awards because I'm the camera guy, right? It opens with a kid. He gets arrested. Boom, right? That's in the trailer. But what each episode does, like really, really like interesting, is it's all one camera shot. Like it never cuts, and it's interesting on how they were able to introduce characters, the movement of everything. It's really crazy. I read up on it a little bit. They did like weeks of rehearsal, and then the camera guy has to do weeks of rehearsal because he has to make sure he's following everybody correctly, and then he's panning out and then back in. Oh, it's like a beautifully shot series. It's 4 hours, man. This is like honestly, of all the stuff I talked about 2 weeks ago that was coming out, had I known this was coming, it would have just been here. This is the only thing of all of March. If you only need to watch one thing, this is it. Absolutely the best thing I've watched on TV. This one's gonna hit. It's gonna win everything. So watch it because I promise you, give it 2 weeks. This is all anybody's gonna be talking about. Jump in early before everybody else does because it's already blowing up on the internet. It's got 100% Rotten Tomato credit. Uh, so I mean, people are watching it, but you don't want to be left out because this thing was fucking good. Mom, did you or did you not enjoy episode 3? I don't know what it was. I watched it like 3 times. Kid still right. He got arrested, so he's in jail. They bring in a child psychologist, and the conversation that these two have is just fucking crazy. Of like the dialogue, and then again, the kid. Oh, but I don't know, man. I'm gonna watch it again. I'll watch the whole thing again. Um, 3 definitely was the best one. The story gets a little bit weird. All right, like I'll give it that. Episode 1, interesting, right? Dad meets kid at the police station, and what that looks like. That's like it's interesting, and it's like um, because there's no cuts, it gets like really weird and intimate on certain moments. Um, and then when they pan away and just look at Dad, we know what's happening, and it kind of adds this like it's really weird and interesting. Episode 2, it's like more of a cop episode, right? There's some investigation stuff. You needed it to kind of fill in the details of what the story is about. A little cheesy at the end, I guess, where Dad's like, "Hey, partner, I'm taking the rest of the day off to take my kid to the movies," and we're like, "What are we doing?" Um, Episode 3, absolutely uh, gripping television. Like, if you were gonna like, what is one of the best episodes of TV? Like, this is it. Like episode 3, episode 4, interesting because then you get to see how the story ends. So I'm not quite sure what the narrative is. Like, there's a couple. Again, there's multiple layers to it. What kind of the main one on the surface is like, what kind of trouble does a 13-year-old get in with social media? All right, so we have that. But episode 4, uh, interesting. Just of like how things affect the family. So best like it's 4 hours. Nothing else I've suggested in recent time has been like Succession. I'm like, hey, 34 hours and you're done. 4. You guys you can kill it in a weekend. All right. Mom killed it in a weekend. She killed it yesterday. Did you finish it, Mom? Well, if she says 3 is the best one, I would assume that she would be like, yes, because 4 is not the best one. All right. Check it out. It's absolutely good. Um, I just like what they're doing with television. Like, uh, like part of me like it's weird because like you watch it and it's done in a way that inspired me to be like, I don't want to like create story. I want to shoot the story and just like it was fun. I liked it. What that was all I did on TV. Um, Again, I had some dental work. I had to take a day off of work. I slept a bunch. I ate a bunch of mashed potatoes. Um, so nothing crazy. I don't know what to watch now, to be honest with you. I need something with like a nice 4 season. I need a nice 4 season thing. I can't do Breaking Bad because I don't want to do 7. I can't do Homeland because I don't want to do 9. Um, but we'll see what. Oh, maybe I just wait until Thursday. Happy Face is coming out, so maybe we just start something new. We'll check it out. Where's my ticket? All right. So interesting thing today is I had the interview for Wednesday's bonus episode. Vita Bybee. So, uh, very nice lady. We had the interview, but then I was like, you know what? Maybe because like I could like similar to what we did with Cheese, right? I played the intro. Uh, no, it's just like the Cheese one. I did an intro about the history of the Tetris score, high score, and that played on What's in My Pocket, and then you had to go back Wednesday to watch the whole interview. Piggyback a Monday show to play the full video version of that. I think I did. I think I phoned it. Okay, whatever. Um, but what I went ahead and did today, the rabbit hole you guys are going to watch right now is pre-recorded. Um, but we she was okay with it. She had a little bit of time. I went ahead and recorded a little teaser interview, so you guys get to meet Vita Bybee, and here is all right her little teaser episode. Okay, hold on. Let's not break anything. I'm gonna turn off my mic real quick in case it feeds in. All right. Hello. If I did this correctly, everybody, you are currently watching this as a pre-record, as a What's in My Pocket. What's in My Pocket, the Monday live stream. I I find something interesting that I want you guys to know about. I fall down a rabbit hole, and I wanted to introduce you to something that interests me, inspires me, that I'm very much interested in. And today, first time ever, we have oops, I got my hands on the wrong side. We have a friend here, Vita Bybee. She is a Asian American author who has a new book out. How are you doing today? Thank you.
I'm doing so well. It's great to be here with you. Thanks, Ben.
Um, we just recorded our episode that's going to come out on Wednesday. How did I do?
So good. I'm excited for everyone to hear our conversation.
It was fun. Um,
Yeah.
we talked a little bit about you're an author. What kind of stuff do you write about?
I primarily write children's books, but the possibilities are endless. I have a cookbook out, and so like I love the fact that we can write or just do many things. I am an Asian American, so my characters are Asian American, and I love shining a light on historical fiction characters, but also just like an everyday kid. So I love writing for kids. I have a really big publishing year, this 2025, with so many books out. I'm just thrilled to work my dream job.
Perfect. Well, I have a couple of examples, and because this is going to be on the live stream, people can see it. What is this book, and what is it about?
Yeah, it's a early chapter book, so it's primarily for kids who are they can read a little harder things. It's called Lee on Angel Island, and it's with the Smithsonian, and it's about a girl who is coming from China to the United States, and she is going through the process in Angel Island, and it's based on historical fiction, or sorry, it's based on history, but it's a fictional character, and I love just her just researching that time and the ability that kids can have to do really hard things and to succeed.
Fantastic. And then we also have another one.
Yes, this is called Lily and the Great Quake. It's part of a series called Girls Survive, and it's about a girl named Lily who survives the 1906 San Francisco earthquake that destroyed the city and Chinatown, and she and her brother have to go across town to meet up with their family.
Um, Two great examples of what I think is just fantastic. We have a 10-year-old girl, 12-year-old girl doing like crazy brave things. And it's awesome that the idea that 12-year-olds and 10-year-olds can do these things is the appeal that I have to these two particular books. You also have a book, Shining Light, which was recognizing 40 different Asian Americans.
Yes, Asian American Pacific Islanders. You got it. Yeah.
That book, I believe, did very well. Did it win any awards? I know it got recognized in a couple of places.
Yeah, I got some great trade reviews, and I'm just so happy for the reception it's had. It's a nonfiction biography collection. So I write about 40 people, and so one page is the biography, and the other side is their illustration. And it's with Victor Nye, and she is just incredible. Like her work is so beautiful. She does this portrait work, but she also brings in this creativeness to her art, and I'm so happy with that project. And I love sharing the stories of these real people that accomplish great things that pave the way for all of us.
Right. It does become easy to forget or to find representation. If you were an Asian American child, it can be difficult to look up to somebody that looks like you or comes from a similar background. And I think it's fantastic that you're able to take these 40 successful like visionaries that the masters of their crafts and to just highlight, to be like, these people were kids, you could do this, you could be like any number of these people. Who are some of your favorite people that you researched in that book, Shining Light?
Yes, so many of them at the time weren't considered successful, and they may not have been recognized till much later, or even till now. So one of the people I wrote about, his name is Tyrus Wong, and he really influenced the way we see animated films these days. So he was hired by Walt Disney, and he was one of their like he worked as an artist, but it was very boring, because he was just kind of like doing these repetitive jobs. And he heard one day that they were going to do the story about Bambi, and he really connected with it because Bambi, it's a spoiler alert, but he loses his mom, and Tyrus really connected with that too, because when he left China, he would never see his mother again. And so there was just something that really connected him to that story. So he incorporated a lot of his like Chinese brush script style, and Walt Disney loved it so much that became like the style we have now, where Bambi's like really, it's like a sensitive style, and like the background's a kind of a watercolor look. But not a lot of people realize that Tyrus Wong is the one who influenced the style of the Walt Disney films we have. So I love, and he is now recognized in the Walt Disney Hall of Fame of with that, but it took him most of his life to not have that recognition. So I love that I could research that and I could see, because I love Disney movies. Like that
Yeah.
was such a big part of me growing up, and I love the connection to. I didn't realize an Asian American was really influential in the way I see art too.
Right. And it's interesting that he fell in love with something, and he was so passionate about his art and his work, and that he didn't like, he just did it. And that it's awesome that we're able to look back now, years later, and be like, why do I like these Disney cartoons? Oh, and then like you kind of like go deep dive on, I could see the brushstrokes and the art, and that came from somebody.
Yeah.
Um, it's interesting to be able to do something that you're passionate about, and then later, kind of give them their nod and their time in the light, their shining light. And then the most recent book you have, I believe, came out early this year, January. It's a cookbook, recipe book. A few of my favorite things. All right, let me see if I can do this again. A few of my favorite things. Recipes inspired by family-friendly musicals.
You got it. Yeah.
Um, what is it? What is different and interesting about this book? I don't
So
have a
this is
copy of it.
it's a cookbook, so it's completely different than the fiction I do. Although I feel with recipes and even nonfiction writing, you can have a voice and you can share a story. And I do feel like I do share some of my story, like in the head notes or through the recipes. And that's what I love about food writing as well. Like a recipe, it can just be a set of instructions, but you could also feel like you're being taught by the cook
Yeah.
there. So I hope that as people cook the recipes, they also get a sense of just my own play and why we've selected these different ones. But it's pretty much a cookbook inspired by musicals, and it's broken up in different acts with like the opening act of breakfast. So it goes breakfast, the main entrees is act two, and we end with like the finale of desserts.
Mhm.
And there are recipes that go along with various musicals that you can cook along with your family
Are
or
these
friends. It doesn't have to be family, anyone you want to cook
are
with.
these recipes inspired by musicals, or were they just ones that you came up with, or
Yes,
how
so
did
we had a criteria for the musical, like, it had to either be, like, maybe from the time period, because not all musicals talk about food, like, some of them
right?
do, but they're just a passing. So, for instance, for Annie, which is one of my favorite musicals,
Mhm.
there's, like, a scene where she goes to Daddy Warbucks' house for the first time, like, she's going to go to this new house, and everyone there is telling her all the great things she's gonna eat, and one of them is a baked Alaska, which back then in the '80s, like, "What is this baked Alaska?" I to this day, I've never actually had a slice of baked Alaska at a restaurant because it's not really part of our time now, you know?
Right.
So that was really fun to recreate this like kind of retro dessert of an ice cream cake, basically what it is, topped with meringue. So I would find recipes that were mentioned in musicals or maybe from the time period, or maybe it's a play on the words too.
I love a good play on words. And then there's a couple in there, like a real deep cut. You have the gray stuff cupcakes,
Yes.
and I was like, gray stuff. And then and then you remember the movie, and you're like, oh, that's deep cut, and I'm like, I can appreciate that. I love it. But a lot of these were the idea behind the book. A lot of it was during the pandemic. You guys were all locked in, and you guys created a family movie night. And you guys decided for a year we're gonna watch musicals. Like, was it a hard sell to get the kids to watch a musical every week for a year?
It wasn't because before we did musicals, my family, we like to watch movies together. I attribute that to my husband. He is really good at finding like these quirky offbeat films that I sometimes think are like, oh, this is kind of annoying, but my kids just love it. And so so that was kind of like we've already had that culture of watching things together. Um, but when we were, not doing very much outside of the home, it was kind of this theme that we had to do that. And you mentioned like the gray stuff, from Beauty and the Beast. So now that's a play on the words because the very first recipe in the book is the Baroque French toast sticks, and that is a play on um, the French style of Baroque art, but also broken up pieces of bread and French toast. Pan Perdue is a French dessert, so I feel like I thought I was very clever doing that one there.
Right.
But my kids, they love breakfast and French toast. So that was a very easy sell
Right.
for them. They were
Uh,
not at all sad about having, a themed dinner or musical night. And they actually, I feel like they, over that course of that time doing that too, they were open to
mhm.
more food than I think they have previously been because we made it like a kind of an event.
Oh, that's so fantastic. It's a fantastic book, because it's not just a cookbook or a recipe book. Like, you have little anecdotes in there, uh, where it came from. You have some dishes that you got from your mother-in-law. So it's kind of nice that you're incorporating not just your family and your experiences, but borrowing it from everywhere that you can. And it's fantastic. Um, thank you for hanging out with me today. It was fantastic. If you have another book, please reach out. I'd love uh, to read it and have you back on again. You guys are watching this on the live stream Wednesday. I don't even know what day Wednesday is.
A couple days from now. Yeah.
A couple days from now. Um, there will be episode 105. It's going to be the full interview with Vita Bybee while we get into early, early days of musicals. She fell out of love with musicals. What? How? What happened? You have to listen to find out why she fell out of love with musicals and her way back. And we just have a very good time just just experiencing the kids and just enjoying life with the family. So come back on Wednesday, listen to that interview, reach out. Do you have any socials?
I'm mostly on Instagram, so you can
Okay.
just find me at Vita Bybee. That's where
Okay.
I do the author Facebook page too, but I don't know. It's hard for me to keep up all of like things.
Trust me, I know. And then all of your books can be found on Amazon, all major bookstores.
Yeah, Amazon, Barnes and Nobles, pretty much where books are sold, you know. So yeah. Ben, it's been so great talking to you and getting to know you. Thanks for having me.
It's so much fun. I had a blast. I appreciate you. And I hope you come back soon.
Okay, thank you.
There you go. A little taste of who Vita Bybee is. Um, Wednesday, like I said, the full episode, the full interview. Um, Different. I like the idea uh, that I was able to create something like because I could have easily have just played you guys like the first 15 minutes of said interview and be like, hey, you gotta listen more on Wednesday. But it was kind of cool to be able to record the full interview and then to get her for a couple more minutes to kind of just do a little meet and greet for you guys. So, very nice lady. Good interview. I had a good time. Um, there's some decent recipes in there. There's some stuff obviously I won't eat. But you can tell that she made the cookbook with her kids because there's a lot of like kid friendly dishes in there. So, um, but then like it's uh, it's so funny. It's weird, right? We talk about a lot of food, right, on Chasing the Whimsy, and it was cool to be able. I don't know how or why she found me. Like her her publicist, right, reaches out and was like, "Hey, you want an interview of Vito Bybee?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." And it was just interesting that of all authors, right, the way she found us had to have maybe been food related. I don't know. Like somewhere in the algorithm, Chasing the Whimsy is associated now with food and family. So I have no idea. Uh, it would be cool if Whimsy came up with a cookbook, right? Um, I don't have the patience to put it together. I'm going to be an idea guy right now. But I think we do a Whimsy book, right? But instead of like finding inspiration from a musical or a movie, I think it'd probably be like memory based, right? So like we'll have like Megan would submit a dish, and it would be like uh, this is the only thing these guys will eat: lasagna, no green stuff lasagna. And then she'd give the recipe, and then the antidote would be, I don't know what to make these two guys. Like they don't eat anything. Liam loves his fucking lasagna. Boom, right? Um, but then and then like I think we can do a full cookbook of this thing. Because then you got like best Sunday dinner fucking spaghetti. Boom, we get the spaghetti recipe in there. Antidote would be like Ben and Liam compete to who can eat the most. Dot dot dot. Car gets sick. Like he like the and it's. Uh, I think it would be fun. I will float out the idea. I think we get names of dishes. I I don't know. I think it could be something we do into year three, right? So like, let's start thinking about it. Different memories in the food that are associated with said memories, right? Um, and maybe we can attempt to put something together in year three because I think it would be fun to be able to tell those anecdotes and to keep some of those recipes out there. Um, Nikki would do because it's always one of those things like, what do you want for your birthday dinner? So then it's like Nikki's birthday dinner, uh, sloppy joes and macaroni, and then you got Rhiannon with like some tater tot hot dish and whatever else. So like all those little things that we used to grow up with, I think would be totally cool. I'm trying to think what other ones are there. I don't know, but like mom, grandma, uh, start thinking. We need a recipe for some breadsticks because Sophie loves breadsticks this week. We got rolls. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I guess they were store bought, but whatever. We'll figure it out. I think we. Oh, I need some pumpkin bread recipe in there because nobody makes it for me anymore, and I don't know how to make pumpkin bread. So we're gonna make a cookbook so I can make all these things because people don't make them for me anymore. But I think that's an interesting idea. Like we're just gonna piggyback off of her. um, like I don't know. Like it's a kind of it's a very whimsy idea. I just came up with it like yesterday today, talking with Megan a little bit. But totally, I think it could totally work. I don't know how many recipes one needs for a cookbook. I think I already gave out like five. Um, Spanish rice from Mother Grandma. Um, Whatever. We'll figure it out. But I like the idea, and I think it'd be a cool nod to the family of being like when Liam grows up, he's like, I need this fucking pasta. I need like these things, and like I don't know. I think it would be fun. Um, but yes, if you are part of the Whimsy family, and even if you're not, even if you're like, if you listen and subscribe, your yeah, your family, submit some stuff, and then let me make, and then we'll figure out how to make it, and then we'll get you into the book and be like, hey, uh, like there could be a whole section of listener submissions of being like, this looks interesting. I made it. Thank you, Andy, for your recipe. The family enjoyed it, and then boom, we made a memory of like the horror. Like Ben tried to make it, failed, gave it to somebody who could actually cook, Megan or Rhiannon, and it was actually pretty cool. So I think that'd be a fun idea because Chasing the Whimsy is in the publishing business. We got a bunch of notebooks on Amazon right now. We got Road to 37 book out there. What else are we working on? Oh, we got the year one book. We're working on I am already working on the year two book, the art book. And then challenge, make suggestions, a recipe Ben will actually eat. Right, there you go. Okay, you can't just be Ben. I mean, to be fair, Sophie's a little picky sometimes. Layman's a little picky sometimes. But I am definitely the pickiest. 100%. I will agree to that. Um, yeah, let's do it, man. I don't know. I think between now and like August, I mean, I guess if it's a year three project, we technically have a whole year to do it. But I think between now and like August, end of year, we can come up with 20 different recipes, right? Like, it's not impossible. You gave them the picky game. Yeah, Gene. Sorry. Um, Meatloaf. We need a meatloaf recipe. Like this thing writes itself, guys. Like I'm not looking for like the easy way out of anything, but it really does write itself. These are all things that uh, they're all questions that are asked throughout the year. Like we got like how many different birthdays, and everybody has a different favorite dish. Um, whatever the fuck mom made with the chorizo burrito in the fucking oven, I don't know what that is, but there's like a whole section with like mom tries something, um, and then like oh man, this is deep cuts. Hold on. And then like one of the anecdotes somewhere, right, could be like, uh, mom found this on TV, and then like a little footnote that says, um, move the bench from the wall to the front because she found it on HGTV. So funny. I'm so excited. So funny. Well, speaking of my mom, I have to apologize. I don't go deep dive, so uh, it's like we're promoting her cookbook, right? Oh, so funny. But I do like we're giving nods to like favorite dishes and stuff. And, oh, do you know what? I think okay, I lied. The the exact moment I was like, I'm gonna take this memory idea and actually like say it out loud. Was in that interview because I'm like, um, I forget what Vita Bybee said, but I was like, there's a horror story of a dish my mom made years ago that I'm not allowed to talk about, and I'm like, it's just that memory of like, oh man, that's so funny. Oh, dude, I'm not fucked with that bitch. Oh, whoa, that was the burrito you're gonna. I can't see, man. Oh, hold on. It's not that funny. Oh, all right. Well, next Monday, I tell you what I'm gonna have for breakfast. Oh, that's so funny. Ooh, also, Kelly has those the chocolate covered pretzels and crackers that everybody fell in love with. Like the only thing that came out, like it was a bunch of like, hey, thanks everybody, Christmas was fun, and then it was always like dot dot dot, like I need that recipe. Like Kelly gave that thing out to like 5 people this year. So, in all honesty, like the book really does write itself. I don't know if Nikki's on spring break. She's probably not watching. Are you here? I don't think she's here. Oh, good lord, that's the funniest thing I've ever seen, man. Oh, that's so much fun. There's a bunch of decent cooks in this family. We like to eat. I think we can throw some shit out there. Oh man, oh, funniest thing I've ever done in my life. All right, 2026 whimsy whimsy cookbook. I need a better name than that. Whimsy dishes whimsy. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But oh man, all right. Let's get you this last commercial. We'll get this thing done in order. Where's my play button? There we go. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the little teaser for the episode 1.
to take a moment away from the fun to express how much your support and contributions mean to us. If you're liking what you're hearing from us so far, we'd like to invite you to show us some love on our new Patreon. Starting at just $1 a week, you can help us keep the whimsy coming. That's not just our podcast, but live streams and new projects on the horizon as well. All members get special shout out during our live streams. If you're comfortable giving a little more, please take a look at our gift tier. These gifts are hand-picked by the Whimsy crew to bring more curiosity, fun, and whimsy to you as thanks for your support. Every little bit counts, and whether you support us by listening and subscribing to our podcasts, holding court on our lives, or subscribing to our Patreon, thank you for helping us keep the magic alive and the mics on. You can find our Patreon at patreon.com/chasingthewhimsy, or follow the link on our YouTube channel at Chasing the Whimsy. Thank you again for all the support. Whimsy!
All right. We have to suggest some whimsy favorite dishes. Hold on. We could almost do like whimsy memory dishes, right? Because that's the theme. It's going to be the idea is when any of us go through the book. I can't find my camera button. Sorry. But yeah, the idea that you flip through it and then you see it and it just brings you back to any number of birthdays or Christmas or the joke that I got yelled at for and wasn't allowed to talk about, but then I sneakily bring it into a comic and give a little nod to it on during an interview. Man, so much fun. Like I haven't laughed like that since like fucking park. Well, I don't know. The first hot take was really funny, but man, that was a good laugh. Holy crap. Um, Andy, Nikki, your family, Megan, your family, Joyce, and Enderfrog, EC1, Gooster, Violet, my dad, and Courtney. Thank you guys for the Patreon. Again, your Patreon is going to help the comic. It's going to help us make cool stuff. There was an idea. You listened to today's episode with Megan. I think I found at least like conceptually the next 4 gift ideas. So I found it was staring me in the face. Like I knew it was there and I just completely ignored it for a minute. But found an outlet to help create some cool merch for the Patreon people. We're going to see custom like crocheted plushes. I'm going to see about some original art resin. I got a resin lady now. So we're going to start making keychains. And then also nod to Mom Rhiannon for looking for gift ideas that can be passed out while we're walking cons or out in the public of just like the little things to kind of help get the name out there. So like pens and hand sanitizers, fans. So this like I don't know, man. This week was really fucking good. Like everything just fucking came together like in a really weird and interesting way. Like I don't know. Like everything. I can't think of like one bad thing that happened other than that goddamn street light. The like that's the only bad thing that I saw was the one light is like 11 minutes long now. Other than that, like we got an interview about a food lady who fucking writes stories about like girls that do crazy things that like oh my, like oh it was so good. Then I got that great laugh. Like oh man, we got merch ideas on all sides. We got oh, oh so good. Like someone write this down. This was a good week, man. I enjoyed it. Um, that's all I got for you guys. Wednesday, Vita Bybee full interview. Oh, real quick, here's my favorite part. Ready? I'm gonna end you guys with. Hold on. Let's do two ends. The Patreon numbers. We're at 10 right now. We've raised about $33, $34. I forget what the number was. I think it said 34 on Saturday, and I said 33 today, and I don't know where the fuck the math is, so I have to go redo January, February, March's numbers to get that correct total. But I have some ideas on getting a little bit more outside the box for some subscriptions. So I think I can get this number up like 3 or 4. 5 would be fantastic for the beginning of April. So this number is going to go up. It's going to help, uh, again, not just us, but it helps the, my pointing, it's going to help us donate some money at the end of the year. We're doing good here at Whimsy. Let's help out and do what we can to help others. So, um, but yeah, hold on, check this out. This is like the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. And I'm going to end it with this. Okay, hold on. All right, we got to do it like this.
All right.
Okay.
Hello.
So,
if I did this correctly, everybody.
okay, so here's what's funny. When I was recording, I always struggle with which way to point for the screen, right? Because it's mirrored, so I always get them backwards. Okay, but watch my hands, okay? Because I did it right when I was talking to her, but because I'm doing a mirror of a mirror, look what I'm pointing at. Ready? Watch.
You are currently watching this as a pre-record, as a What's in My Pocket. What's in My Pocket, the Monday live stream. I find something interesting that I want you guys to know about. I fall down a rabbit hole, and I wanted to introduce you.
You guys,
to something that interests me, inspires me, that I'm very much interested in. And today, first time ever, we have a. Oops, I got my hands on the wrong side. We have.
Oh, note taker, 100%. If I ever do a compilation of like favorite moments, like this is gonna be it. Hold on. I pointed the wrong.
First time ever, we have a. Oops, I got my hands on the wrong side. We have a.
Oh my god. I'm so sorry you guys are watching this now. Oh, this is the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. Oh man, that's like the most whimsy thing I could do. Oh my god. Oh, such a good day. Oh my god. Oh, life is so good. Oh man. Get out of here. You guys have a good week. Strive for a week that I had last week, man. Like, if you do, it will end with the best laughs you've had. So, um, just have a great fucking week, man, and chase that laugh, dude, because that laugh is amazing. I feel so good right now. Oh my god, that's so funny. Oh my god. You guys have a good night. Whimsy.